My great-grandfather started Tomaro's Bakery in 1914. He was an Italian immigrant, and as an Italian immigrant, he wanted to bring some of his old world tradition to the area that he moved to and grew up with and loved. And he wanted to share it with his other family and friends. So he used to buy the flour at the flour distributor that was actually next door to the bakery location, make the bread. He hand rolled and hand mixed and hand did everything. And he would buy the flour, make the dough, bake the bread in the original brick oven, and then he would take the bread and he would deliver this bread throughout Glen Elk and the Clarksburg area by hand, carrying it in a basket, house to house, and sell the bread. As he sold the bread, he would take that money, go back to the flour distributor, buy more ingredients, and make more bread. So what was a passion to him became a 108-year history for us as a fourth-generation owner. And it's unexpectedly, though, my grandfather passed away at the age of 40. My great-grandfather passed away at the age of 48, and at that point he had children, and my grandmother and her husband, the late John Brunette, took over the bakery at that time. And they took over sometime in the early 1920s, to which at that time my grandfather, John Brunette, was one of the originators of the pepperoni roll. There's always been an argument, so I'm not going to argue who actually invented it, but I do know that Tomaro's Bakery is the oldest bakery in West Virginia. We actually had a 100-year celebration in 2014, and the state even deemed it Tomorrow's Bakery Day and gave us a proclamation and everything about being one of the oldest businesses in the state. So at that time, my grandfather in the 20s decided to make the pepperoni roll because as he was a miner, and the miners used to come and get fresh Italian bread, and they would go to one of the little Italian markets in the Glen Elk area, and they would pick up fresh pepperoni, and they would take that pepperoni in their lunch pails because it was a preserved meat and they didn't have to worry about it spoiling. So they would tear off a hunk of their bread, bite into their little stick of pepperoni. So at that point, my grandfather said, "This is a great idea. I'm going to bake the pepperoni in the bread." And that's how the pepperoni roll evolved. So for many years, my grandfather and grandmother made pepperoni rolls and continued to grow the bakery. Then unexpectedly, my grandfather passed away at the age of 52. So at that point, my dad was 18 years old. My father, Sam Burnett, decided I have to make a decision. I've got a younger sister, and I've got two older sisters, and I've got a mother that's now widowed, so what do I do? So at that time, my father took over the bakery and continued the family history. And all the way until 1992, my father ran the bakery, and at the age of 52, he unexpectedly died of a massive heart attack as well. So we were pressed with the same issue. My sister Marisa, myself, and my mother, where do we go from here? Well, we knew a lot of people counted on us, not just for bread and pepperoni rolls, but we had 20 employees plus at that time that were counting on us. They fed their families by what they made from working for the bakery. And we had very good employees. They stuck with my mom after my dad passed away until they were of an age to retire. All of them stuck with him, and there are 5 of them that are still there now that are pressing, between 20 and 30 years. And so at that time, my mother, my sister, and myself took over the bakery to continue the tradition. I feel that my mother had great success. I feel that my sister, did a great job with advice and help, and we all worked hard to continue it. So in 2015, prior to my illness of my heart attack, which you can't beat family history, unfortunately, we had chosen to build an addition. And we built an addition and modernized the bakery even more. All the equipment was custom built in Italy and Slovenia, and it was built around Italian bread products. So All the equipment's new. Everything is ready to go to continue to make bread for this area for many, many years to come. So at that point, you know, before I had gotten sick, we were building an addition, we were expanding the bakery, and it got us to where we are today at 2022 to now, where the Oliverio family, I believe, has a strong base. They have 108 years of history. We work with a national food broker called Goldbelly now. We've been working with them for years. Goldbelly sends our products all over the country. And Goldbelly is what they call the best of the best. So if Goldbelly hasn't approached you to sell your products, there's probably a reason. And I feel honored that Goldbelly approached us to sell our Italian breads, buns, and especially the pepperoni rolls. They have sent them to Alaska, Hawaii. They've sent them to everywhere in the continental United States. And every year, over all the holidays, hundreds of boxes go out shipping through Goldbelly from people that have heard of us or have West Virginia ties. So we're very proud about that as well.